super excited about this video I'm doing today because we're going to talk about one of my absolute favorite subjects, money, and all matters money and your Amazon business. Now, what's funny is most people don't like to talk about this, but I'm telling you, you need to talk about this because this is what makes the world go round. We're going to talk about what does it cost to run your Amazon business? How much money do you need? What's the difference between a wealthy mindset and a broke mindset? What's the concept of leverage? How do you raise capital for your business? So all matters money and your Amazon business. Hey, Amazon business owners and very soon to be Amazon business owners, Bob Schneck with you today. Super excited to be here. I'm super excited about this video I'm doing today because we're going to talk about one of my absolute favorite subjects, money and all matters money and your Amazon business. Now, what's funny is most people don't like to talk about this, but I'm telling you, you need to talk about this because this is what makes the world go round. We're going to talk about what does it cost to run your Amazon business? How much money do you need? What's the difference between a wealthy mindset and a broke mindset? What's the concept of leverage? How do you raise capital for your business? So all matters money and your Amazon business. Now, for those of you that I've had the opportunity to meet, welcome back. Super excited that you're here today and you're continuing down that path in your education to building successful Amazon businesses. For those of you that don't know me or I haven't had a chance to meet, I really hope we get that opportunity soon. Let me give you a little bit of my background. I have been effectively and successfully selling online for over 20 years, almost as long as Amazon has actually been in business. Now, for the last 5 years, I have dedicated my life to learning how to effectively and successfully sell on Amazon and create and build Amazon businesses. Now, I want to make sure you understand what I just said. I'm not just about teaching you how to sell products on Amazon. You know what? Anybody can teach you how to do that. But what I want to do is show you how to use the power of Amazon to scale it and to create a true Amazon empire. Now, for the last 2 years, I have had an amazing opportunity. I have joined forces with a group of individuals, All Go Online Retail. It's about 30 Amazon selling experts and business growth experts that have gotten together to help you build an Amazon business. Now, I have had the opportunity to literally travel the world over the last couple of years, teaching thousands of people just like you how to take and create Amazon empires. And I can't wait to show you how to do the same thing. So today we're going to talk about all matters money. So let's just jump into it. I'm going to go ahead and shrink down my screen a little bit so that you can see more of the screen itself. So let's pull this down. All right, so what does it cost? Does it take money to run this business? The answer is obviously absolutely yes. So let's discuss some of the fundamental costs. Number one, you have to have an Amazon professional selling account. That's going to cost you about $40 a month. An individual account does not work. It has to be a professional, $40 a month. It's a business write-off, so don't worry about it. And I'll be honest with you, if you're worried about 40 bucks a month, then it's probably not the business for you. Number two, I'm going to highly recommend that you become a prime buyer. Now, that's about $120 a year. And the benefits are that when you buy from Amazon through the buy box, then what will happen is those items get shipped to you for free within 2 days. So there's huge benefits to that. But the real benefit is getting inside the mindset of the person you're trying to sell to. Why do people come to Amazon? How do they work? What do they do? Well, let me just give you an example. The other day, I decided I wanted to buy a juicer. So I don't know anything at all about juicers, so I didn't go to Amazon, which seems kind of weird, right? Because I'm a Prime member, I get free shipping. Well, we're going to get there. What I did first is I went to Google to do my research, to figure out what kind of juicer do I want? See, in my mind, as a Prime buyer, there's no question where I'm going to buy it from. I know I'm going to buy it from Amazon. Even if I go do my research elsewhere, I come to Amazon, I click add to cart out of the buy box, and I know Amazon's going to ship it to me for free within 2 days. See, those are the people we are targeting. And to better understand how they shop, we want to get inside their heads. So I highly recommend you become a Prime member. And by the way, I'm going to show you later in another video how you can write that $120 a year off as a business expense. You're going to need to have a reseller license, okay? There's not a legitimate authorized Amazon supplier out there that will sell to you if you don't have a reseller license, okay? Now, the reseller license shows that you're in business and that you can actually purchase from the authorized supplier and they don't have to charge you tax. Okay, so that's really critical based on where you are. You're also going to want to get a business license, and that's again probably 20 to 100 bucks based on what state you're in. You're going to want to set yourself up as a business entity. Now, I am not a tax accountant. I'm not an asset protection attorney. I do have those on my power team. Now, by the way, I want you to subscribe. Down below is a button to subscribe. I highly recommend you doing that, because that way you're going to get access to all the videos. And if you hit the little blue, I think it's blue, bell right next to it, that's what's called the post notification. Then you're going to get notified every time I have a new video that comes out, which is all the time. But one of the videos I talk about how do you set up your business entity, what's going on. Some of you will want S Corps or C Corps. Some of you want partnerships or limited partnerships. Most of you will probably want to get some type of LLC, limited liability company. And in that other video, I discussed the reasons why. One of them has to do with just actual liability protection, and the other one has to do with taxes. Okay, so you're going to want to check out that video. But to get an LLC, based on how you get it done, somewhere between about $400, probably $2,500. Absolutely important. Now, let's talk about inventory. You can't run this business if you don't have stuff to sell. All right, so that leads me to another subject, drop shipping. Don't even get me started, guys. Drop shipping is not a viable business model for Amazon. You know, drop shipping is where people say, hey, just put our pictures and our descriptions on. You don't have to pay us for the product until you sell it. Don't do it. It doesn't work. You have to have inventory to run this business. Now, I always get asked the question, what is the minimum I need to have? And I'm not even going to answer that question, because the answer should be, how much should I have? The answer is as much as you possibly can. The more money you have access to, the faster you can grow and scale your business. But at a bare minimum, probably $1,000. Now, I think a good area to start with, if you're just starting the business, is you're probably going to want to start with somewhere between $5,000 and $10,000. Now, those of you that have it, fantastic, man. We can get running, we can get started, we can get moving. For those of you that don't have it, don't have the broke mindset, oh, I can't do it. It takes money to make money. I don't have money. No, we got to find the money. We're going to raise the capital to run our businesses, okay? So have the mindset of the wealthy. Now, let me talk about that for just a second. 99% of the people in our country are not wealthy. I mean, realistically, less than 10% of this country make more than $100,000 a year combined household income. And that's obviously not wealthy, right? About 5% of our country make about 250 grand a year. And at 250 grand a year, you pop yourself into that tax bracket where you're going to pay about half of that in taxes. And what's left over, you got to cover all your household expenses. That's not wealthy. There's really only about 1% of our society that is considered truly wealthy. And the reason I bring that up is not to brag or boast, but I'm in that 1%. And the reason that's important to understand is because if you want to do or be something, find somebody that's done it and figure out how they do it. Learn from the people that you want to be like. And there is a difference in the way the 99% of people believe and think and the 1%. I want to put you in that 1% of the truly wealthy in our country. Now, speaking of mindset, here are two absolutely amazing books. I want you to write them down. If you've read them, congratulations, go read them again. If you haven't read them, go get them and read them this week. Okay, The Secrets of a Millionaire Mind and Think and Grow Rich. The wealthy think differently. All right, here's a great example. You want to talk about lottery winners. All right, I saw this documentary on this and it actually blew my mind. They say lottery people that buy lotto tickets will buy them and buy them. It's almost like a religion. They go to the same store, they play the same numbers day in, day out, and then all of a sudden one day they hit it. They've hit the big lotto, 5 million, 10 million, 20 million, woo! And then they follow these folks. And what they find is that within 5 years, about 90, 95% of them are back to buying lotto tickets. Why? Because it's not about money, it's about mindset. How do you think? How do you treat? How do you relate to money? Whereas you can take somebody that, it's down on their luck. I'll admit it. At one point in my life, I was basically homeless. I had lost absolutely everything in my life. But if you have the wealthy mentality, that doesn't matter. You're going to get it back. So we have to start thinking like the 1%. So let's talk about some of the broke money conditioning that people experience in their lives and see if some of this stuff, kind of resonates with you. Have you ever heard this before? It takes money to make money. So how does that work? A broke mindset is it takes money to make money, and oh, dang it, I don't have money, so I guess I can't make money. You failed before you even tried. How about this one? The rich are greedy. Greedy little buggers, right? The rich. Well, I don't want to be considered greedy, so I better not get rich. See, the most powerful tool we have in our life is this thing right here, this brain of ours. And what we program it to do is what it happens. I don't know if you've ever listened or read the book, The Secret. It's a great book. It talks about what we put out there is what we get back, how we condition ourselves. There's a lot of truth to that. The rich get richer and the poor get poorer. I'm sure you've all heard that. So what do the poor say? Oh, I'm poor, I can't get rich because that's only for the rich people. Money doesn't grow on trees. Now, I got to ask you a question. Have you ever heard that before? Or have you ever repeated that? Now, if you've repeated it, I'm going to beg you, please stop. And for heaven's sakes, don't ever say it to your children or your grandchildren. You want to know why? Because you're programming them into a life of scarcity. You know what I teach my kids? I say money grows on trees, guys. Money grows on bushes. It's under rocks. It's behind trees. You just got to find it. I want my family, my children to have a mindset of abundance. Money is everywhere. You can have what you want, but you have to learn how to go get it. Change the mindset. Money can't buy you love. Money can't buy happiness, says the broke person. I mean, look at that list right there and just ask yourself a question. Who repeats those things? You don't hear wealthy people saying that stuff. You hear the broke people saying those things. You have to change that programming that we've been brought up with. The filthy rich. There's a stigma there. Oh, if you're rich, you're filthy. If you're rich, you got it dishonestly. No, we have to change all of that mindset. Money is the root of all evil. Oh, are you kidding me? I taught a class one time and I had a lady that get really upset with me because she says, oh, you're just a greedy old bugger. Don't you know money's the root of all evil? And I said, says who? She goes, the Bible. And I'm like, lady, I don't know what Bible you listen to or read, but it isn't mine because that's not what the Bible says. See, what the Bible says, it's the love of money. See, money only makes you more of who you are. Okay, let me ask you a question. If you had more money, could you and would you want to help the less fortunate? All right, good, I'm glad. Then you know what? It's your obligation to become wealthy so that you can actually do it. I get tired of lip service, right? Do what you want to do, be who you want to be. Let's talk about the wealthy versus broke mindset. Now, the wealthy focus on net worth. They have very specific goals in life. They are held accountable. They have a definite why, the purpose for why they're doing it, and they measure their progress. These are some of the fundamental mindsets that you have to have, that you have to begin to incorporate into your life. Focus on your net worth, all right, versus focusing on things, right? You have to have very specific goals. If you don't know where you're going, you're never going to know when you get there, right? If you don't know where you're going, you don't have a pathway to follow. You have to have somebody accountable. Somebody that's going to hold you accountable, hold your feet to the fire for what it is you want to accomplish. And I cannot encourage you enough to have mentors and coaches in your life. Okay, I have had some amazing coaches in my life, and the ones that were the best were the ones that held me accountable to what I wanted to accomplish, that held my feet to the fire. Broke mindset have random goals. They have no why or purpose in life. They have nobody that holds them accountable, and they're always working a lot. They're always busy. And when I ask, what are you busy at? I don't know. I'm just busy being busy, I guess. Okay. So again, we have to begin to incorporate these things into our life. You have to learn how to invest in your business. You need to invest money to make money. It's the bottom line. And how much do you need to have? Again, I go back to you need to have as much as you possibly can. All right. Most people have a mental mind block that in order to make profits, you have to save money. Yeah, that's one way to do it, but it's the slow boat to China, guys. You have to figure out how to raise capital. You have to learn how to scale your business faster by using the concept of leverage. So let's talk about leverage for just a couple of minutes here. If you want to make $5,000 a month in profit, okay, $5,000 a month in profit, $60,000 a year. What is it going to take to actually do that? Now, there's a couple of factors. We have to determine ROI, return on our investment. We have to talk about inventory turn. So there's a couple of factors that come into play, but let's say you're selling and you're making a 20% profit and you have an inventory turn every 30 days. You're going to need about $25,000 in inventory to reach that goal of $5,000 a month. Now, I say $25,000 for inventory, and some of you just freaked out. I know that. Now, those of you that have 25 grand in inventory, fantastic, man. Let's get rolling. Let's get it going. See, here's something I think you need to understand. This is what one of my mentors taught me, is you know what your new bank account needs to be? Is it needs to be your inventory. See, Warren Buffett said the worst place to keep your money is in the bank, right? You need to have it working for you. So if you've got 25 grand, you need to put it into your inventory. Because think about it for a second. Even if you just get a minimal 10% return on that $25,000 and you do it monthly, guys, that's 120% annual rate of return compared to what are you getting in your savings accounts? 0.5%. What are you getting in your CDs, those certificates of disappointment? 2.5%, 3%, something like that. You have to change the way you think. You have to start thinking the way the wealthy think, the way the 1% think. So let's talk about how you're going to raise that capital. All right. First thing you need to understand is the difference between good debt and bad debt. So is there such a thing as good debt? Absolutely. Is there such a thing as bad debt? Absolutely. And when I talk to people and I ask them what's bad debt, the first thing that comes up every time, and I always laugh, is credit cards. Credit cards, credit cards. Ooh, they're evil. No, they're not. Credit cards are not evil. Okay. They're not good. They're not bad. It's what you use them for. So bad debt is when you go out and spend your money or your leverage on a big screen TV or those spinners for your car or anything that's going to go down in value. Good debt is leverage. Okay? Good debt is leverage. Good debt is when you buy something that returns you greater. Okay? That is what good debt is. And that's what business owners understand, that the wealthy understand, that the 99% don't. See, 99% of our society think that debt is bad, while the 1%, the business owners, the wealthy, understand that debt is nothing more than leverage. I mean, look around you right now. Look at the buildings, right? Look at all the businesses. How are those businesses built? Okay, they weren't built with cash. They were built on debt. They were built on what is called leverage, good leverage. Okay, using leverage to grow your business faster. So let's talk about some ways that you can actually raise capital. And again, keep in mind, when I always get asked, how much should I have? The answer is as much as you can. It doesn't mean you need to use it, but it means it's available. See, an opportunity is only an opportunity when presented to you, that when you understand it and you have the ability to pull the trigger and take action on the opportunity. It's not an opportunity if you don't have the funds to do it. So let's talk about some ways. Number one, family and friends. Now, I refer to it as blood money, okay? Now, sometimes our family and friends are actually our biggest dream stealers and naysayers, but you know what the truth is? They're still family, they're still friends, it's still blood. And you know what? I've built more than one business on family and friends money. So it's a great place to get started if you don't have your own. Savings accounts. Now, let's talk about this. Savings accounts, what are you earning on your savings account right now? 0.5%, maybe 1% if you're lucky. See, inflation's about 3-4%. So as Buffett said, the worst place to keep your money is in the bank. Why? Because every day that it sits there not working for you, it's losing value, right? So your savings accounts are a great way to fund your Amazon business. How about lines of credit? Okay, you can go to the bank, you can get lines of credit. Now, here's my rule. As long as my return is greater than my interest, then it's a good business decision. Banks, okay? How about equity in your home? Okay, here's another one that's sometimes great to 99% the wrong way, because you've always been taught that the greatest investment you'll make in your life is your home. Okay, let me shed some light on this one right here. National average over the last 30 years, home appreciation nationwide. Now, I'm not talking about, real estate investing. That's a whole nother world. I do a lot of that, fix and flips, buy and holds and stuff like that. But what I'm talking about is the average guy or gal that goes out and buys a home. Over the course of 30 years, national average is about a 3% appreciation, okay? Where the national inflation rate bounces between 3 and 4%. So the point of the matter is you're really not getting any great return. You're just locking it up and keeping yourself from actually being able to spend the money that's earning. Whereas you can take the equity out of your home, a HELOC, a line of credit, and you can use that as a way to fund your Amazon business. Again, if you can learn, and I can show you how to do this, take that equity in your home and put it into inventory and start getting a 10 or 20 or 30% monthly rate of return. I mean, it's just simply logic, right? It's logical that that's a better business decision. Now, is it scary? Absolutely. But let me help you understand something. This is one of the things I love to teach my students. 2 plus 2 is 4. Undeniable. Doesn't matter how scary it is. And when we run businesses, we don't make silly decisions. We make smart decisions based on numbers. And what we do is we teach you how to understand the numbers. 2 plus 2 is 4. Doesn't matter how scary it is. You've got to have the courage to take action and pull the trigger. Retirement accounts, 401ks, IRAs, things like that, stock portfolios. These are all tremendous resources that are available to you, okay, if you know how to do it the right way. Especially business funding. One of the things that I love about Algo right now is they have hooked up with a business partner who is willing to fund their students' inventory. So if you're looking for extra capital so that you can buy more inventory, you've got to check out what Algo has to offer. Now, let's just talk about this for just a second, guys. Money is what makes the world go round. And make no mistake, you need money to run this business. And you have to change the way you think. Okay, there's a reason that our society has a 1% of the wealthy and then the rest. Okay, if you want to live your dreams, you have to start thinking like the 1%. You have to put yourself in their shoes. You have to do what they do. You have to face that courage. Don't make dumb decisions. But if 2 plus 2 is 4, have the courage to pull the trigger. Now, this is all sorts of things about money, and there's so much more to discuss, but I've got limited time here today. So let me tell you what I recommend for you. Number one, subscribe to our channel so you can get all the different videos that we've got going on. If you have any questions about this or anything else, down below in the comments, write a question. I will answer it, I promise you, within 24 hours. If you've got an idea on a video that you'd like me to do, put it in the comments. I promise you I will get it done for you. All right, but this coming week, I am actually hosting a free online webinar where I am going to discuss the business model that we teach at Algo. Now, this is a business model that's nothing new. It's a business model that's been around since the dawn of time. It's the same business model that Costco uses, that Walmart uses, that Target uses. And what you have to do is you have to learn how to use it within the parameters of Amazon. And we're going to teach you how to build an Amazon business, not just how to sell products. Now, with that said, I am so excited that you stuck around to the very end. I would encourage you to click the link, get yourself registered, because the webinars, I don't do all that often. And when I do them, they fill up every time super fast. So click, get yourself registered. I am so excited that you're here. And I truly, truly can't wait to meet you and help you build your Amazon empire. So thanks for hanging around. Make sure you click and subscribe. Follow us on all the social medias. Get yourself registered to the workshop, and I will see you later.